we're celebrating today another fine Grand Rapids example of the partnership we have here between our community and our public and private sectors, bringing together this amazing investment into one of my favorite places in our whole city. On behalf of the Grand Rapids Public Museum and the board, I can thank you for being here. This is such an exciting event. This check that we see here represents a lot more than just a financial investment that our elected officials work so hard to secure for this community, but it's also a lasting investment into the future of our community and the cultural enrichment of generations to come. So there will be a long-lasting impact felt by this and the redevelopment of this amazing building here, part of the Grand Rapids Public Museum. I'm going to introduce Dale Robertson to kick us off for our ceremony today.
Thank you, Madam Chair. My name is Dale Robertson. I do serve as president of the Grand Rapids Public Museum, and I thank everyone for being here today, and I thank the public officials who are here and that have worked hard and for the leadership to make this contribution for this renovation of space. So let me just put a little bit of context and background, because Dr. Roby is here, as well as students from the Grand Rapids Public Museum High School. They are, yeah, somebody was going to applaud. You should applaud for yourselves. It's a unique school, it's a unique partnership, and it occupies the old museum building. That's the back wall right there. And it was the home for the Grand Rapids Public Museum from 1940 until 1994. In 2018, this building was renovated and opened to now house the school. That school is a partnership. It is a Grand Rapids public school, but it's a partnership with Grand Valley State University College of Education, Kendall College of Art and Design, and the Grand Rapids Public Museum. It's a unique curriculum. I think it's maybe unique in the nation. And it won a $10 million XQ Super School Prize. Oh, I don't know how many years ago now, 10 or so. Gail's one of the co-founders. So Chris is here, Dr. Hanks, 7 years. I didn't see you in the back. Welcome, Principal, Dr. Chris Hanks is here too. But part of what that school does, and part of what we've also begun to do since 2008 when I came to this job, was to open up the archives, our collections, to the broader community. Museums don't really do that, but we do it. We do it here because 98% of those 250,000 artifacts and specimens were donated by the people of West Michigan over 170 years. So the lawyer in me says there's an implied promise to share them within the spirit of which they were given. My interpretation, and I think that of the community as well, is that it's for the most noble cause, which is inspiration and education. So what will happen here with this generous contribution from the Michigan Legislature is what you're seeing represented here. So this will be the entrance, and this will be what you see when you come into the door here, and there'll be classrooms and lab space that will allow in-depth use and study of the 250,000 artifacts and specimens that we have here in our community. So the impact of this will be felt over generations. I believe it will be deep, and it will be broad, and it will contribute to the creation and the understanding of a narrative by which we truly make decisions. Being in the presence of the real thing, and that visceral relationship is what causes that interaction between your heart and your mind, and we have it here. So with that, I thank you, I appreciate it, and I'd like to introduce our city manager and the owner of the Grand Rapids Public Museum and this building, Dr. Mark Washington.
Thank you, Dale. Thank you for your leadership, and congratulations to the board. And as he said, this is a city facility. And I recall shortly after my appointment to Grand Rapids in 2018, one of the first sites I visited was not a water treatment plant. It was not one of the other city buildings, but Dale was insistent to ensure that this is one of the first earlier sites in my arrival. So it has been important for several reasons. One, it is part of our preservation of history and legacy, and oftentimes I do ask, as we are researching information for archives and materials that are often found here, to help inform our narrative about the future, but also it helps to create a sense of community, of not only where we are headed, and we had a marvelous ground announcement this morning. Well, it is one of our future transformational generational projects around the soccer stadium. And we know where we're going, but we can never forget where we've been. And so this is very, very important. And it speaks to the collaboration. You mentioned the public schools, but the county, you'll hear from a county commissioner, as well as the support that we have from the state and all of our community partners. So it's my pleasure to be here today to celebrate this adaptive reuse of this property. We seem to be doing that very well these days, and making progress in creating great spaces for our public and community to visit, and this just adds to placemaking in our city, as well as education information for our students and the community at large. So thank you for being here. So it's my pleasure now to present our County Commissioner posthumous.
Thank you, Mark, for that introduction, and thank you all for being here this afternoon. The Community Archives and Research Center was a project set in motion over 30 years ago, originally the vision of one of my predecessors, then Clerk Register Terry Lynn Land, and her then counterpart at the city, former City Clerk Terry Haggerty. The hope was to develop the former Public Museum building into a joint archive center where city, county, and museum would house and maintain our records and artifacts for future generations. Most importantly, the vision set forth that this would be a venue where our residents would be able to research and access their history for themselves. Over the years, parts of the plan were seen to fruition, but the more public-facing aspects of the project had taken a back seat to other priorities in each of our respective budgets. The CARC remains a critical facility to the county operations. It's an invaluable asset in partnership with city and museum that has enabled the preservation of vital and historical records and artifacts dating back before into the early 1800s that might have otherwise been destroyed. On the surface, they're just boring government files, but these old records tell the story of generations of Kent County's people and places. The Community Archives and Research Center is truly a gem. With this state grant, along with generous private contributions from community leaders, a dream decades in the making will soon unlock centuries of shared history. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. It really is a special privilege, and I'm glad I was given the opportunity today to introduce the first of the speakers from the Michigan Legislature, particularly the Majority Leader. And here's why, just for me personally. I was a legislative aide in the state Senate a few years ago. Let's just maybe say the governor's name was Milliken. And you all can do research to figure out how long ago that was. It was the formative years and years when I came of age and really began to see how the world worked, and I was privileged to have had that position. So it is with some emotion, right, that I'm able to be here today and to introduce these legislators that made this possible. I served under Senate Majority Leader Bill Faust, who was a true statesman. And our legislative delegation here, you're also statesmen. But how lucky we are and how privileged we are to have from Grand Rapids the Majority Leader for the entire state of Michigan. Our own Senate Majority Leader Winnie Brinks.
Good morning, everyone, and it is a joy to be here today as we celebrate This exciting project, so many decades in the making. It's really great to be here at this historic occasion, learning about history and honoring our history. This place will deliver more opportunity for community, for community building, for teaching, for researching, and for so much more right here in Grand Rapids. As lawmakers, it is our job to do all that we can to make our communities better places to live, to work, play, and thrive. And by working together to secure this $1 million investment for the expansion of the Community Archives and Research Center, that's exactly what we are achieving. This project will bring over 5,000 square feet of new community space to the Archives and Research Center, complete with artifact labs, meeting spaces, a kitchen, and much more. And more community space means more opportunity for local neighbors, for students, for teachers, and for researchers. Cultural and recreational institutions are an integral part of our neighborhoods, creating space for community, learning, and for growing. So we know that when we invest in projects like these, we are investing in the very future of our city and our community. I'm really grateful to all the partners who came together to make this project possible. To President Dale Robertson, thank you, Dale. To President Lindsay Gleason and to all the incredible museum staff, board members, and volunteers, thank you. Your efforts to continually improve this vibrant space are important and inspiring. To our local leaders, thank you for your shared commitment to driving our community forward. And to Representative Grant, thank you. It is an honor to serve the people of West Michigan alongside such a pragmatic leader, and I am grateful for your work to deliver this win for our community. It's moments like these that I know that I will carry with me long after my days as a legislator. Moments where we get to come together and celebrate wins that I am confident will leave a lasting legacy in our community for generations to come. So, thank you for inviting me to be part of this ceremony, and now please join me in giving a very warm welcome to Representative Christian Grant.
Good afternoon. I am so excited to be here today as we celebrate another wonderful investment into this community and into our students, our future. I was chatting with Dr. Roby and saying, how long has it been for the high school? Because it seems like just yesterday. And I was really honored to be a board member for Grand Rapids Public Schools. When we first started talking about how do we give greater and wider access to the history that we all own and that we're all a part of to our community. And so to continue that conversation and to talk about how do we further open the doors for access is a great honor. I love stopping by the museum and having Dale talk to me about all of his enthusiasm around history, around being curious, around just really taking off all the pretentiousness around learning so that we can really invigorate our youth. And then to talk about how we open those doors to the wider community is truly something that I am honored to be a part of. I want to thank all of the many hands who have been doing this work. I see Mrs. Jelks there. There's such a wonderful team and community around the work that is happening in our public museum here in Grand Rapids that we should all be really proud of. And I want to also thank Senator Brinks. It's been such an honor to be a part of the work that she does for this district and how thoughtfully she thinks about the resources and the care and support that we can give to amazing projects like this one. So I think today is a really great day. I'm so happy to be a part of it, and I look forward to being here when we cut a ribbon and really open up a new corridor of learning for Grand Rapids.
I have the pleasure once again of introducing Senator Mark Huizenga, and actually the Van Andel Museum Center is in your district, and we are here in Senator Brinks's district. But I'm glad that you're here, Senator Huizenga. You've been a champion of ours and through this entire project, and so welcome, and glad you're here to say a few words.
Thank you, Dale. And first of all, I really just have to say congratulations to you and to your board for doing such a great job of messaging, showing and demonstrating the importance of history that we have in this great city, opening the doors for children as they come through and finding ways to learn through displays and artifacts, and really just educating in a deeper way. Every time I go through that museum, I see something different and I truly learn something, and it's just amazing. I remember my very first visit coming to this museum and just seeing the whale and just seeing the picture of the map on the wall, and those things still exist in the new museum. And it's a testimony to those of you that are serving on the board and those who've gone before you. The preservation of history and the longevity that we continue to see there is so important to all of us. I guess I'd also say too that supporting museums is something not only for us, it's for the next generation and for the broader community, as well as for the people that come to visit our great city from across the state and from other places as well. Preserving history is so important, and seeing what we're doing here at this school is also interesting. A couple years ago, I had a chance to come here, and I didn't recognize the school and what it became. And really think it's incredible what you guys have done in GRPS and having this incredible learning institution, broadening it, taking archival work to the next level is impressive. And it's my honor to work bipartisanly for this project as well. So thank you for all who supported it.
So now, why don't we all come back up, because this is not complete without actually a check. A check. So I know we got a little maybe photo op before, but we officially have to have the handoff. Board Chair Lindsay Gleason, you've really got to come on, you've got to be in on this. Other board members, Jim, can you, Marlon, who else? Cindy?
Come on, Marlon.
Who else?
Put
Julie?
that tie on for a reason.
Who are the other board members that are? I thought I saw. Oh, yeah, she's right here. Okay, come on up. You guys get in all of this. Oh, Dr. Roby, absolutely. Yep. Oh, okay. Get up there, Jim. There we go. All right.
Brandon needs discussion.
Yep. Yep, we'll hang on.
I was thinking about for me.
Ever have your knee replacement?
No.
Talk around the middle. I know. I'm not short.
You good?
I know we're going to have the official, but let me just say, on behalf legislators, I know that process. I know how jam-packed it is and all the different pushing and pulling and everything, but for you to make this kind of effort, for our community to take something that probably we can't imagine today, the depth of the impact it's going to have, and to do that on that faith, which is really the faith that the founders of the museum had. It was that same kind of a faith, that was going to have some major impact that they could not. This will have one of those impacts. Thank you for this leadership and for bringing this check that will bring this project to fruition. Working with the city engineer and going through we should be starting this year. So this is huge. So thank you very much for doing this.
He's already pulled his own permits.